Hello, I'm Bella, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome! We are continuing our full exploration of Gridania and playing as Archer. We will be finishing up some side quests around here and then be going out and exploring the world. Yes. Derision of Labor. Celestine, a world-weary veteran of many adventures, is looking for an inexperienced young soul to make delivery on her behalf. Hey, girl, you seem unoccupied. You know the Bannock, I trust. Fancy taking a bag of basic provisions over there for me? It's not too heavy, mostly filled with dried meats and other bland rations. It's a straightforward job that I do with a smile and a spring in my step. If I were 10 years younger, alas, my tastes have matured, evolved, advanced to a higher level, you might even say. But it's a perfect little task for someone fresh-faced like you. Worry not, you'll receive appropriate compensation upon delivery, which you may keep with my blessings. A hard nut to crack. Tata Sosa needs someone to return an iron snaffle he accidentally took from Treespeak stables. Crunch, 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 grind. What the? This isn't, I must have mistaken this metal bit for a nut whilst out foraging for food in the forest. A spare snaffle misplaced by some sorry soul from Treespeak stables, I suspect. It was in their vague vicinity that I amassed the majority of my masticable morsels. Well, I've already had a hefty helping of these here nuts, so I won't be walking for a while. Might I trouble you to take this to Treespeak stables in my stead? Prior to parting, pray speak to Barnabontan at the Yellow Serpent Gate. Listen well to his directions, or you're liable to get lost. Alright, I think there was actually an area below here that I didn't explore. Is there anyone out here? It's like you're there. No one else is around here. Farah always treats me like a child. It fair drives me up the wall. My mama never listens to me. I've told her countless times not to venture outside without her parents' permission, as she never bothers to ask them. Come to join us on the front line, or perhaps your questions to ask? That's part of that. Welcome to the airship landing. Okay. Well, I can't use the airship yet. So both of those quests take us outside, but I wanted to go to the Archers Guild and start up the level 5 quest. I think there was one more side quest over here as well. Course correspondence. Meebus of the Archers Guild wishes you to deliver a sealed message to the markets. Hail, adventurer. Might you have a moment? I'm in need of a trustworthy soul to deliver a missive to Parnell. You can find her in the Shaded Bower, in the midst of the markets. Why would I not simply go and speak with her myself? Well, as I am sure you have observed, Gridanians have a tendency to be rather... in person they can be, well, a little on the prickly side. The matter is not urgent. Simply hand over the missive the next time you find yourself in the markets. Please, as a favor from one adventurer to another. Why the Archers' Guild, you ask? Perchance you are familiar with the popular saying about keeping one's friends close and so on? Yes, well, I strongly disagree with its sentiments on enemies. A matter of perspective. Guildmaster Lucien wishes to instruct you on the fundamentals of archery. Good morrow to you, Bella. I felt that it was about time you returned. Have you grown more accustomed to the bow? Before we go any further, I wish to ensure that you have grasped the fundamental essence of archery. Tell me, Bella, do you truly understand what it means to see clearly? To see clearly is not merely to look, it is to observe with intent. Fail to do this, and no amount of talent with a bow will avail you. An archer must remain vigilant for any trace of his target, overlooking not the smallest detail lest it prove crucial to the realization of his purpose. He must, in short, see clearly. The coming task will test your powers of observation. A number of targets have been hidden throughout the city. I would have you seek out and destroy them. Each will fall easily to your heavy shot technique. When you have completed the task, return to me and we will continue. Is there any more around here? Can I shoot any of these? I don't think I can. I see sparkly over there. Who clapped? Let's go deliver that message before we go back. I don't think I talked to Parsimmontre again. Feast your eyes upon the ebony and rosewood stalls, the two most bustling branches of Gridania's marketplace. Ah, my soul soars to the sound of clinking coins and haggling peddlers once more. In the dark days after the calamity, so many merchants gave up the trade that I feared my ears would never hear its like again. Seems like it's bustling. Greetings, madam. Might you be looking to secure the services of our retainer? Miva's sealed message. A message entrusted to you at the Archers' Guild by an adventurer calling herself Miva. What's this? A missive from Phoebus, you say? Whatever could it be about? Let me see now. She wants to know about the available stock of potions at the markets. Hardly a matter that warrants a letter, much less the hiring of a courier. Why could she not ask the question in person? I sense that adventurers from beyond our borders find Gridania somewhat difficult to deal with. Are we truly so devoid of warmth? If we mistrust outsiders, it is only because so many of them have brought chaos to the Twelveswood, and such sins as theirs are not soon forgotten. Yet, I suppose we might endeavor to be a little less cold. You have returned. I trust you have begun to comprehend the crucial importance of seeing clearly. The next trial will test your powers of observation in battle. Travel to the North Shroud, and there you put down 8 microchews and 8 opos. In contrast to the inanimate and wholly unthreatening targets of the previous trial, these creatures may be relied upon to move around and fight back. Nor are those the only differences. Being comparatively numerous, microchews and opos are anything but difficult to find, and yet you may be assured that this task will test your powers of observation, albeit in a different manner. This time, you will need to evaluate the abilities of your opponent. In so doing, you will learn amongst other things that microchews produce a poison that can quickly sap one's strength, while opos, like archers, possess the advantage of range. Knowing their strengths, how will you go about mitigating them? If you commence your attack before identifying an effective strategy, you will soon be made to regret your folly. But if you take the time to observe your targets from afar, you will surely glean the knowledge necessary to defeat them. I look forward to hearing of your success, Bella. Okay, so we're going to the North Shroud. And the closest is the Conjurer's Guild. On an errand for that glutton of a Lalafell. Aye, past this gate and to the west you'll find Treespeak Stables. If memory serves, that iron snaffle of yours looks like the kind they use in chocobo bridles. Bodwine would be the fellow to ask about that, of course. He looks after the chocobos there, you see. It could well be that he has need of that snaffle. I don't think I ever noticed that big metal piece in the distance. It's like part of Alag, probably. Allagan technology. Interesting. You always gotta look, not just near, but far, to take everything in. Hello, squirrel. Etat Spire. Packs of bloodthirsty Yixel have been spotted not far from the city walls, and in the vicinity of several of the camps besides. You may think yourself a match for them. You may even be right, but I would advise you to exercise caution all the same. A clear sign. Palmont, a guard at Etat Spire, seeks a diligent adventurer to scrub clean a pair of begrimed road signs. You come to lend a hand, have you? Well then, you're welcome to a task from my seemingly never-ending list. I'll need you to head west along the road and scrub down 2 of the malmstones. I swear by Nafka, those signs accumulate dirt and grime with almost unnatural haste. Speak with Xiaowana at Treespeak Stables once you've seen to them. She'll be glad to hear the malmstones are clean, for the next 3 bells at least. We wood whalers of the 7th Spear are charged with maintaining the security of the eastern reaches of the North Shroud, as well as Fristmill and its environs. It is also our responsibility to ensure that the roads are passable and free of bandits. Oh, and I almost forgot my most important duty, keeping a steady fire burning under our cookpot. Must be tough out in the wilds. There's no real way to dodge. We got Venomous Bite. Delivers an attack with a potency of 100. It's good. And then Leg Graze. Afflicts target with heavy. Okay, so it cripples them. Doesn't help that they can throw rocks from far away. At least they don't attack right away. Just gotta let the health bar come back up. Welcome to Treespeak Stables. This is where most of Gridania's chocobos are broken in for riding prior to beginning their working lives as rental birds or twin adder mounts. If you'd be so kind as to not go poking into things, turning is delicate time for chocobos. Greetings. The crafting facility here at Treespeak Stables is primarily for the purpose of forging tools for the stable hands, but our doors, assuming we had any, are open to all. Where's that damn thing gone this time? Eh? Oh, I ain't looking for a chocobo. Though one of the birds is becoming a proper bloody handful. No, it's the snaffle for bridle that I'm after. Bugger's gone and vanished, see? Our snaffles are made special, see, to fit each chocobo's beak-like. So, replacing even a tiny snaffle like the one in your... Bugger me, is that a... Aye, 'tis the self-same one that we lost. But why is it so sticky? And are these teeth marks? Iron snaffle, small metal bit used in a set of chocobo reins. There appear to be several deep bite marks in the iron. Stranger, I don't know what foul beast god you found us in, or what providence delivered ye, the hero that slew it, to me here today. But you've my deepest thanks. With this here snaffle, I can finally get back to training. That yellow-feathered menace of mine. Take this with my thanks. Okay. It's a disciple of war in all classes. I can't remember. Is Archer a disciple of war? I don't think it was. Try on. It's cute though. Or we have this one. Well, it says I could wear it, seems like. Let's get this one. It's cute. Jumping at shadows. Bodwine is looking for an adventurer to help with a pest problem. If you got a mind to make yourself useful, why don't you call some Mightlands for us? We train a lot of chocobos here, see, and the youngins go wild when they get a sniff of a Mightland. Some even throw their bloomin' riders. Let me tell you, it ain't easy training a chocobo when she drops you on your head every time she sees a shadow. We've been getting nowhere with the birds lately. If you could rid us of a few Mightlands, we'd be in your debt. Have your travels taken you to Bent Branch Meadows out in the Central Shroud? They're part of the Muggles' Gift family of stables, just as we are. If you haven't already, you might go and offer 'em a helping hand. I'm certain they'd have a use for an adventurer who ain't afraid to muddy her boots. Aww, got the chocobos. Welcome to Treespeak Stables. This is where we train the chocobos that were bred out at Bent Branch Meadows in the Central Shroud. By all means, have a look around, but I would ask you to refrain from entering the stables proper. The younger birds take fright easily enough without an unending procession of adventurers gaping at them. What's that? You've been cleaning in Mobstones? Why, thank you. With all the chores that need doing around here, I was afraid they would be left to get even filthier. It's not just that they're an eyesore, by the way. In that state, the creatures around here are wont to lay their eggs on them. As to why, well, I can only assume their preferred nesting trees are in short supply these days. Be that as it may, we can't have monsters hatching from roadside signs. These paths are dangerous enough as it is. Perhaps a sprinkling of sting brew would keep the beast away. Let's actually eat something. Gives us some more experience. Death to the bean thieves. More chanterelle satay. Kajawana at Treespeak Stables needs someone to slay obo-obos and recover property stolen from Gristmill. Did you hear about Demanta of Gristmill? Apparently, obo-obos crept into her stores and made off with her Moontui beans. Ordinarily, obo-obos wouldn't go near them, what with their foul odor and even fouler taste, but food has become scarce of late. Truth be told, a good many of us are glad to be rid of the stench. Still, I can't stand to see Dementa so dispirited. Would you track down those thieving obo-obos and recover the Moontui beans? I'm told 6 bags were taken all told. Meta is well respected by the woman of Gristmill, so it would do you well to earn her favor. So be polite, smile, and don't interrupt if she goes off on one of her tangents. Gristmill lies just to the north of here. You are like to run into obo-obos on the way. With luck, you may even encounter the bean thieves themselves. If it's Gristmill you want, then head north. If you simply wish to stretch your legs, I'd suggest doing it somewhere safer. Take a leisurely stroll around those parts, and you're like to end up fodder for a slavering beast. Chocobos are sensitive and timid creatures by nature, but they are more than capable of defending themselves if they must. Why, just the other day I carelessly trod on a bird's toe and received a nasty peck on the rear for my trouble. Thankfully my leathers prevented serious injury, but sitting is still rather painful. The nose knows. Fiona is searching for an adventurer to deliver an item. If you want for work, I have need of an adventurer willing to dirty her hands. No, I speak not of dark deeds. I mean only to have you deliver something. I myself would not dare venture deep into the 12-foot, but you seem more than capable of defending yourself. My colleague Gillian will furnish you with the item in question and provide all the necessary directions. She should be somewhere behind the stables supervising the field hands. Our main task here at Treespeak Stables is to train the chocobos, but we also grow greens for the birds and make our own fertilizer. Well, I say we make it. The chocobos do the actual making. It's high-quality stuff, anyway. We receive orders from botanists as far afield as Gristmill in the city of Gridania. Making the gristle greens. Well, I'll be. Fiona actually found someone willing to lend a hand. Grab one of them burlap sacks over yonder atop the crate. Aye, 'tain't the most convenient location to be sure, but where else can we store that stinking shit? Nowhere a visiting customer might catch a whiff, that's for sure. Deliver it to Nolanel down at Blessed Bud. That's west of here, in case you were wondering. Seems our conjurer friend takes his gardening pretty bloomin' seriously. We grow gristlegreens right here at the stables. If you want to raise healthy chocobos, it helps to have quality feed on hand. Got a cute little well. That odor. Is that what I think it is? This old flaxen bag contains something soft and warm. Ew. Here you go. Praise be to the elementals. I cannot thank you enough for your kindness. This bounty of chocobo manure shall nourish the plants and ensure their continued growth. Please relay my sincerest thanks to Vion upon your return to Treespeak Stables, and a word of advice. Wash your hands quickly, lest the cloying stench of feces linger. Close your eyes and open your ears to the world around you. Though you may not hear the voices of the elementals, I dare say you can sense their joy in the sounds of this place. As a hearer, it has been my duty and my great pleasure to watch these plants emerge from the destruction wrought by the calamity and thrive. Is that what's going on? Fate? What's the fate? Gotta destroy this thing. We will attempt. Made this nice. Got a little river by here. Some kind of tree abomination that you would find in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The forest with the scary trees. Welcome back, friend. I gather from that smell that the task is complete. Oh my, did I neglect to inform you of the sack's contents? I cannot apologize enough. That would certainly explain why you agreed to help when countless others turned their noses up at the idea, so to speak. Well, what's done is done. Please accept this for your troubles, along with my thanks. Thank you for the help. We can finally get back to training the young birds. Chocobos are skittish by nature, see, and training them takes a deal of patience. It don't make the task any easier that soldiers and adventurers tend to ride them towards danger rather than away from it. Any road, we're grateful for the help. Here's a small token of our gratitude. The valued Veilkin. Bodwine is seeking an adventurer to make a delivery. We haven't forgotten how you helped us out with them Maitlands. Speaking of which, if you've got a bit of time to spare, could I trouble you to gather some aphids? You can find them living in a tangled undergrowth near Blessed Butt, but don't be surprised if your presence attracts a starving ladybug or two. They're rather fond of the weed, Veilkin, you see. When you've gathered the aphids, deliver them to Captain Gweithrit over at Etat's Spire, and tell him Truespeak Stable sends its regards. What's that? You have something for me? Aphids. These tiny Veilkin gather on the young leaves of various forest foliage to feed. Ah, aphids from Bodwine. This is indeed a blessing. What use have we for aphids, you ask? Why, their oil, of course. There is naught better for maintaining our weapons. Were it not for your timely delivery, I would have been forced to send a sentry to replenish our dwindling supplies. I'll have to thank Bodwine personally, and thanks to you as well, friend. No quarter given. Beatrix wishes to enlist the services of an adventurer in the fight against the Ixal. Ah, Bella, just the person. Your efforts on behalf of Treespeak Stables mark you out as a genuine talent. If you have confidence in your battlecraft, mayhap you would agree to help us in our fight against the Ixal. According to reports, Ixali scouts have been sighted by the river, due west of here. Though that area is uninhibited, but it borders Treespeak Stables and Blessed Bud. We mean to drive them off before they can threaten our people. If several of their scouting parties were to be similarly dispatched, it might give their leaders cause to doubt the wisdom of their plan. Slay 2 Ixali Dull Talons, 2 Ixali Lost Wings, and 2 Ixali Slope Beaks. Show them the price they must pay for setting foot in our territory. Second Wind instantly restores own HP. Yes, we finally got a cure. There we go. Path west of here is no place for fledgling explorers. Vicious does not begin to describe the monsters that dwell across the bridge. Oh dear, I have kindled your curiosity, haven't I? Well, do not come running to me when some abomination bites you clean in half. I won't be going that way yet. It was bloody work, but it had to be done. Your service to Gridania will not be forgotten. Thanks to you, we now have time to plot our next move. We can muster our forces and take the battle to the Birdmen, or consolidate our defenses before they return. I must needs consult with the commander. like there's a little passageway over there, but I won't be going that way. Looks like that would be where the Ixal are. Now another step adventure. This path leads into the territory of such creatures as would swiftly deal a man his death. Only the most battle-hardened of heroes would have a hope of emerging from their mist unscathed. None shall call you craven should you choose to walk away. Indeed, it takes true courage to recognize one's limitations. I'm not powerful enough yet. Here I stand watch, but if one of those things out there decides to come calling, ain't much I can do by myself. So we're in Peace Garden. That's what this area is called. What are these, like mushrooms? Glowing mushrooms? The hedge tree. Most sacred area. Where I come to the hamlet of Fristmill, lest you wonder, our outskirts are tightly patrolled to counter the Ixali threat. I may add that those same patrols will not hesitate to deal with any who threaten the peace of our citizens. Do not imagine yourself above our laws. You can't be too careful of Ixal around here. It wouldn't take too much more than a well-aimed peck to take Fristmill, when it comes down to it. If you came looking to hire a chocobo porter, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. Our birds are very fickle creatures and tend to become agitated around those with a certain lack of demeanor. Return once you have proven you can handle yourself, and I will personally see that you are assigned our best bird. Available at level 10. Hematophagic harassment. Aid bird testing adventurers by asking them to slay midge swarms. I've seen your face around here before. It's my sworn duty to keep the peace in Fristmill and protect her from them as would do her people harm. If you mean to stay for a spell, you'll have to prove you can be trusted. Ours ain't a large community, and we've hardly any fightin' folk, so there's always the need for battle-savvy types, what with all the beasties lurking hereabouts. As it happens, we've been suffering from an outbreak of midges of late. The buggers have driven our patrols to distraction. Now, if you were to exterminate, say, half a dozen swarms, we'd know you for a friend. A word, adventurer. If you want our trust, you'll have to earn it, and that ain't no mean feat, let me tell ye. 'Tis more'n worth the trouble, though, for once you've proven yourself a friend, you'll never want for stouter allies than us. Fristmill may be a quaint village compared to the great cities, but this simple settlement is no less precious to those who live here. There's something to be said for having such a comforting place to come home to. You need not fear the Ixal here. Fristmill lies under the protection of the elementals and the Elder Soothsayer herself. Caught a spear in the thigh once during a tussle with a birdman. Aches like the seven hells when bad weather is on the way, but at least I know when to stay indoors. The water wheel is the pride of Fristmill. Many here would gladly lay down their lives to defend it. It is nice, very peaceful. Gods, I've been dry as a bone for the past 6 bells. Mead, just give me enough meat to wet my lips. Geralt. Weapons, repair, ironworks, Zodiac weapon. What? Forgive me, but I'm afraid I cannot do anything without a true Zodiac weapon Zeta upon which to base my replica. Could you bring one to me? I like to watch Geralt pound away, but he spends far much time draining a bottle than holding his hammer. He drinks so much, he should have been born a cask of mead, Bo. He likes drinking karma to become mead itself. Chasing an elite mark, I presume. Adventurers hither, adventurers thither. Soon we shall have to write you into the Ramdell Codex. What do you do here? I am the elite mark hunter. I contemplate the Codex, hunt the hideous, and preserve the peace. And of course, I bag the bounty of allied seals when I do slay one of those mischief makers. If you have something to ask, don't tarry. The elite mark awaits for no one. In fact, sometimes it will seem that a rank S elite mark appears for no one. S would be the most fair of the elite marks. They are ranked by danger, you see. I guess this is for higher ranking hunts. Keep an eye out on your travels for odd feathers on the ground. Chances are that Ixal are not far away. The birdmen often adore themselves with feather decorations, you see. Seems the wretched creatures are trying to emulate the wings with which their ancestors were born. I once witnessed the Ixal tearing my friends to pieces, and my only thought was to flee in terror. Perhaps an adventurer is hardened to such sights, but me, that sight will haunt me for the rest of my days. I can imagine. Though we may soothe the suffering of our people, there is little we can do to dispel their fears. When opposites collide, it is nature's way that the greater force prevails. Lend us your strength, adventurer, that we might overcome our enemies. Got an armor, a smithy. Okay. Get some weapons. Let's sell some stuff. And a repair. I have have traveled thousands of moms in search of Eorzea's greatest weaponsmith. Instead, I have found the most detestable specimen of man imaginable. Is that Geralt? What do you think of our water wheel? It may not be as impressive as the grand wheels in Gridania, but it does give the place a certain charm. The constant flow of the stream, the turning of the blades, like balm for the soul it is. Yes, any kind of water flow is definitely relaxing. The water wheels make such a comforting sound. As long as I can hear them, I feel that everything is right with the world. There are those born in Hristmill who find themselves unable to rest without the constant creak and trickle to lull them to sleep. I suppose there's nothing to be done. What's that, young lady? You have something for me? Stolen Moontui beans. A hempen bag filled halfway with ripe Moontui beans. My missing bags of Moontui beans! But how? You didn't track down those wretched Opo-Opos, did you? I had all but given up hope before you arrived, but with these beans, I can make enough Moontui tonic for everyone in Hristmill. As long as I have enough micro ochu leaflets to flavor it, there should be no complaints. Speaking of which, my son drank unflavored Moontui tonic the other day. One of his friends challenged him to do it, he said. And do you know what? He drained the whole cup in one great gulp without making so much as a face. Oh, he grows stronger and braver by the day. Nay, the very hour. Either that or my secret recipe is rather more delicious than I imagined. Now that I think about it, a good many people have described the taste as unforgettable. Drink your beans, dear. Demetta needs someone to gather micro-ochu leaves for cooking. Oh dear, if I'm to make this much Moontui tonic, I'll need far more micro-ochu leaflets. Young lady, would you be so kind as to fetch me 4 leaflets from the micro-ochus outside the hamlet? I'm whipping up a fresh batch of Moontui tonic, you see. Oh, it's a lovely drink, absolutely bursting with nutrients and goodness. I'll have you know I always drink at least 1 cup a day. Alas, few people share my passion for healthy living. Truth be told, most won't touch the stuff. Not unless you add micro-ochu leaflets, anyway. Apparently, the taste and the smell are too distracting for some such nonsense. Oh, but listen to me prattling on like a Ishgardian priest. I shall stop talking and start stirring. Well, don't just stand there, dear. Run along and fetch me those leaves. This batch will be ready soon, and it'd be such a shame if no one could drink it but me. No time to prattle. I've meals to prepare and a table to set before the workers come in from the fields. A glim harvest. Liniev, a quartermaster at Hristmill, needs an adventurer to bring her a glimshroom, a variety of brightly glowing fungus. You have the look of an adventurer. Adventurers love little tasks, do they not? Well, I need you to head into the forest and pick a glimshroom for me. You haven't the faintest idea what a glimshroom is, do you? Glimshroom is the common name for a variety of fungus with a unique white phosphorescence. What did you say? A glowing mushroom? Yes, I suppose you could put it that way. There's a colony on the rock face in the southwest of Peace Garden. But do not simply pick the first one you come across. The brightest glowing mushroom you can find, if you please. Well, yes, I would love to be able to harvest glimshrooms for myself, but there is a small matter of Ixali scouts. Not terribly friendly, those chaps. Off you go, then. This is where we store the Moontui beans. Hristmill is famous for them, you know. We use every part of the bean, from the juice to the pulped husk. It would be the perfect food if not for the horrendous smell. You did us a kindness and proven yourself capable besides. Take this with Hrysmil's thanks. Oh, before you go, I've thought of something else he could do for us. Harriers of the Hedge Tree. Eadbert needs someone to investigate the area surrounding the hedge tree. Would you mind going to the hedge tree and seeing that all's well? Since ancient times, the tree has guarded these woods with her holy presence. Lately, though, we've been hearing reports of Ixal pecking around in her vicinity. No more than scouts, I'd wager, but if they were to lay their filthy hands on the hedge tree, well, it don't bear thinking about. So I'd be much obliged if you'd head southeast to the hedge tree and see that no harm has come to her. Oh, and if you chance to encounter any Ixal, send them packing. Be warned, though, the birdmen ain't like to take their leave without a fight. Make sure you go well prepared, and keep your eyes peeled, alright? Were you able to find the glimshrooms? A variety of fungus found in a peace garden that naturally emits a soft white glow. Ah, would you look at that glow? Perfect. This will help me mix a potent remedy for the creeping death. To forestall the obvious question, the creeping death is a deadly plague that once ravaged the Huron population of Gridania. Though it can now be cured through simple conjuring, it doesn't hurt to have a ready supply of the medicine. After all, out here in Hrysmil, we cannot always rely on a conjurer to be on hand whenever a youngling coughs. Thank the matron for wandering adventures, though, Ah, you're back. Did you manage to find the micro-chew leaflets I asked for? Micro-chew leaflet, a tender, fleshly leaf taken from a micro-chew. Let's see. Yes, that's 4, all right. Ah, such a lovely scent. Now, you gathered only the 4 I asked for, and not one more, yes? Oh, I know I shouldn't have to ask, but these days, more and more people forget to take only what they need. If we're to live in harmony with the wood, we must respect the life and remember what it means to take it. Never be wasteful. Know the value of life and know the value of our time here in this world. That's why I always live my life to the fullest, wasting nary a moment and nary a word. Nay, not so much as a single one. Remember, if you mean to remain within the 12-foot, you must be ever mindful to show respect and gratitude to the forest and to the elementals. You know, you remind me of my son. He's a good boy, but sometimes forgets what it means to be Gridanian. Why, just the other day I caught him and his friends throwing Moontui beans at each other. Needless to say, I was terribly cross. Who wouldn't be? And all set to give them a memorable scolding when I noticed they were playing in teams, and that my son was leading the winners. Oh, I know I shouldn't have been proud, but when I saw the way he marshaled his troops, by which I mean his friends, it was so clear to me that he was a born leader. Ah, where was I? Oh, yes. You see, later that day I was cooking dinner, and he, quite without prompting, offered to wash the vegetables. He's such a good boy, you know. I'll take that then. I will skip this fate and just follow the side quest to the hedge tree. So an Ixal, did ye? Huh, bloody birds will think twice before coming near our hamlet. The Ixal once dwelt in the 12th, you know, but long ago they woke the Green Wrath and were driven out. Needless to say, they weren't the best pleased when Ascredanius took their place here. In fact, it's none other than this resentment what kindled their hatred for us. But I suspect I'm born ye. By defending the hedge tree, you've once more proven yourself a friend to Ristmill. If you can spare a moment, I ask that you speak with others in the hamlet. Many of us here could use a hand, and I can think of none better to assist them. Since I've been getting the Disciples of War, I'll get that one. Trying to get them in 2E stacks. I think I came in too late. We're not gonna save the sacks. Yeah, I couldn't save any. Sorry. The kindness of strangers. Amiria of Ristmill is deeply troubled and could do with the aid of a kindly adventurer. Pardon me, milady. Might you be the adventurer of whom Idbert speaks so highly? If you could but spare a moment, I've never thought myself a popular girl, and men rarely give me cause to believe otherwise. Yet lately I've been the recipient of several gifts. Sparkling jewels and fine silks over which a prouder maid than I would surely swoon, all from an anonymous admirer. Naturally, I was flattered, but I knew nothing of my mysterious benefactor, and so I endeavored to seek him out, only to discover that he is none other than Aelbert, an infamous rogue wanted for countless robberies in Gridania. I realize now that all of his presents were taken from others, and that I have unwittingly won the affections of a dangerous criminal. But that's not all. With his latest gift came a request. He insists that we meet in the woods outside of Fristmill, where he intends to present me with his most precious gift. I am at a loss. I beg of you, milady, will you not go in my stead? I wish only to be left in peace, but I fear a man such as he may be driven to violence when made to hear such words. I pray no harm comes to you. All for naught. I give thanks that you're unharmed at least. A letter? For me? Scented letter. Sweetly scented letter dropped by Aelbert. My dearest Emiria, I pray this letter finds you well. I know my gifts were sudden and many, but I hope they were to your liking. Seeing you in the first summer of your womanhood, I could restrain myself no longer. My thoughts have been only of you these past many moons, of what gifts might bring you happiness. Yet to see you smile from afar is not nearly enough. I long to live together with you in Gristmill, and nothing would bring me greater joy. I would give you a grand garden, filled with the white chamomile you love so. But such dreams can never come true. My crimes are known and will never be forgiven. The most I can hope for is for you to know my heart. That would grant me a measure of peace, and so, if it does not cause you distress, I would write to you again. Yours ever, Aelbert. Thank you for bringing me this letter, Bella. His most precious gift. I understand now. But how did he know my favorite flower? Is Aelbert... No, it can't be. Anyway, we must return the presents to their rightful owners. I know it will not erase this, Aelbert's sins, but perhaps the 12 will view him more kindly. Forgive me this final request, but could you go to Gridania and speak with a woman named Mion? You can find her in the Carline Canopy. Tell her of all that transpired here today. She'll know what to do. Okay, I think everything else is in the central shroud, so then we go back to Gridania. The depths of the 12-foot hold many dangers for the unwary. To the northwest lies the territory of the Ixal, whose borders even our soldiers are loath to cross. This is the Yellow Serpent Gate, raised after the Calamity to serve as a new portal to Gridania. Ah, you are back. Have you procured the scarlet oil as I requested? A viscous yet odorless secretion taken from the underbelly of a common ladybug. Yes, everything appears to be in order. The ceremony may proceed as planned. I am grateful to the elementals for delivering you to us. Pray accept this small token of our appreciation. Just want to make sure there's nothing else to report. Okay, I gotta go up to the Lancers' Guild. The squirrels are dealt with, then? Very good. I am pleased to see you have proven yourself useful. What's that? You wonder what happens to adventurers who fail to complete such trifling tasks? Why, such sluggards soon find there is no place for them within the city, and where do they end up after leaving Gridania? Well, you shall hear the truth of that before long. Welcome back, young Bella. Tell me, were you able to put your techniques to good use? When faced with an enemy who can attack from a distance, simply raining arrows upon it is wasteful and dangerous both. The battle would be not more than a contest of strength. By employing the appropriate technique, however, one may bring down one's foe with greater ease and fewer arrows. For instance, you may choose to prime your weapon well and strike hard, or employ toxins to sap their strength over time. On the assumption that this fact dawned upon you prior to the fall of your 16th target, I congratulate you on passing the trial. Silver, what is your honest evaluation? Not bad, if you ask me. The adventurer pulls a good bow and is enthusiastic besides. A pleasure to meet you. My name is Le Aliapo, and this is my second year at the guild. It's quite plain that you have talent with a bow, but you must take care to mind your surroundings when you're pursuing a target. I had my eye on you for the duration of your trial, but not once did you notice my presence. Mind your surroundings. That is rich coming from you. Your every movement is wasteful, adventurer. Your back is crooked, and your elbows misaligned. It takes you an age to prime your bow, and twice as long to loose an arrow. In summer, you fail on all accounts. You have no talent as an archer, none whatsoever. I shall say it plain, Lucien. This woman is not fit to wield a bow. For our sake and hers, we should revoke her membership. As I've always said, outsiders can scarce be expected to understand. Never mind master our noble art. We waste our breath trying to teach her like. Well, allow me to introduce you to Silver, our comrade at the butts. The fellow was once of the goddess' quiver, you see, and he can be a little opinionated when it comes to archery. Oh, but you mustn't pay him any heed. He's like that to everyone. You'd be lucky to get much sense out of fossil-brained wildwood elves like him at the best of times. With them, it's always 12's with this and 12's elementals that, and... Oh, no offense intended, Lucien. None taken, Lay. I know full well what some of my kind can be prideful to excess and intolerant of other races. Although people may behold the same object, ever will they see different things. There is no right or wrong to it, for it is a question of perspective. What matters is the perspective we choose to adopt. You are possessed of bright eyes, Bella, eyes that bespeak great understanding. They shan't lead you astray, so trust to them and to what they see. Go now, and resume your training. I look forward to marking your progress when next we meet. Alright, I'm gonna get some gold. Yay. Got foot graze. Let's put these down here. Yes, I have fatter cat mount for when we unlock mounts. Seeing as how this Percy Pussy can defy the very laws of physics by propelling itself high into the firmament, it is very likely that the creature is either a void sent using a bloated cat's corpse as its corporal vessel, or a deceased pet reanimated by one well versed in the necromantic arts. This was the sole purpose that got me into this game. So I will come back and open the next job quest. Next stream, I just want to turn in a couple of side quests here. Where is this? That's in the Central Shroud. Okay. Those are out in the Central Shroud. So we'll just go speak to Mion. Well met, traveler. Might I interest you in a chocobo porter? Ah, do not tell me this is your first visit to the stop. I shall update my register with your name so that you may access this location in the future. Not enough gil to pay that bloody aetherite transportation fee, or perhaps you simply want to ride in peace, not having to worry about fumbling through your maps or dodging bloodthirsty beasts. Then a chocobo porter is exactly what you need. Our birds will carry you quickly and safely to one of many convenient destinations for merely a small handful of coin. We only ask that you observe 2 simple rules. Firstly, should you dismount while en route, you will not be allowed to remount. The chocobo will continue on to its destination, leaving you to fend for yourself. Secondly, though each stop has a full list of accessible destinations, we will only authorize travel to those which you have visited at least once before. This is to ensure that on the off chance that one of our birds becomes disoriented and loses his way, you will be able to guide him back on course. Rest assured, however, this has never happened once in our many years of service. Our birds are trained to travel specific courses and never deviate from them. They have also been bred for speed and will avoid outside threats to the best of their abilities. In fact, we are so certain of their capacity to deliver you unharmed to your final destination that, should you be attacked while riding a chocobo porter, we will refund your rental fee in full. Allow me to show you to your bird. Right this way, milady. No, I don't need it right now. A message from Emiria of Fristmill, you say? I see. Oh, Aelbert, you fool. I'll deal with the stolen goods, worry not. Yes, I know of the boy, and his family. He once lived in this very town. One day, he stole a handful of chamomile seeds from an influential merchant in the ebony stalls. You see, this boy had a sister, and chamomile was her favorite flower. Seeking only to make his sister happy, I doubt he grasped the gravity of his act. Regardless, his parents felt that he had brought terrible shame to the family, and so they disowned him. Cast out of hearth and home, he grew desperate, and those who think only of survival think little of law. A common enough tale, perhaps, but no less tragic for it. And now you know the truth. The sister Aelbert loved so dearly is Emiria. Emiria was too young to remember when Aelbert left, so her parents decided to conceal his existence. However, word of the boy's banishment soon spread, and her parents were forced to move to Fristmill to maintain the friction. By now, Emiria surely heard rumors of her long-lost brother, though a gentle girl like her would never question her parents' honesty, and whatever faint memories she once may have are long gone. But Aelbert has never forgotten Emiria. Despite the danger, I suspect he now keeps close to Gridania, refusing to leave his beloved sister a second time. I'll send Emiria some chamomile seeds by way of thanks for helping us to recover the stolen goods. If only it were as simple as returning them to their rightful owners. Sadly, Aelbert's crimes will not be so easily forgiven. But perhaps by the time these seeds have sprouted and their flowers bloomed, he will have found a new path. Alright, well there we have it. We got our second session in. We got to the North Shroud and explored a little bit in the low-level section area. It's just gorgeous to walk through the forest and to see the little villages there with the water wheels is just, yeah, the storytelling of Gridania and its respect to the forest and nature is, just glorious to see. Yes, that needs to happen in real life. Alright, I will see you next time. Bye-bye!